Yehovah, please fill me with the Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name, amen. We'll start with the Shema, listen and obey. Children of Yehovah, pay careful attention and respond. Yehovah is our power and authority. Yehovah works in unity with himself, and you shall act upon your love to Yehovah with your power and authority, with your thoughts in mind, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. Hand, behold, nail, behold. Genesis chapter 11. The whole earth used the same language, the same words. It came about that as they traveled from the east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar and lived there. They said to one another, "Come, let's make bricks and bake them in the fire." So they had bricks for building stone and clay for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let's build ourselves a city with a tower that has its top reaching up into heaven, so that we can make a name for ourselves and not be scattered over all the earth." Yehovah came down to see the city, the town the people were building. Yehovah said, "Look, the people are united. They all have a single language. And see what they're starting to do? At this rate, nothing they set out to accomplish will be impossible for them. Come, let's go down and confuse their language, so that they won't understand each other's speech." So from there, Yehovah scattered them all over the earth, and they stopped building the city. For this reason, it is called Babel, confusion, because there Yehovah confused the language of the whole earth. And from there, Yehovah scattered them all over the earth. Here is the genealogy of Shem. Shem was 100 years old when he fathered Arpachshad, 2 years after the flood. After Arpachshad was born, Shem lived another 500 years and had sons and daughters. Arpachshad lived 35 years and fathered Shelech. After Shelech was born, Arpachshad lived another 403 years and had sons and daughters. Shelech lived 30 years and fathered Ever. After Ever was born, Shelech lived another 403 years and had sons and daughters. Ever lived 34 years and fathered Peleg. After Peleg was born, Ever lived another 430 years and had sons and daughters. Peleg lived 30 years and fathered Reu. After Reu was born, Peleg lived another 209 years and had sons and daughters. Reu lived 32 years and fathered Serug. After Serug was born, Reu lived another 207 years and had sons and daughters. Serug lived 30 years and fathered Nahor. After Nahor was born, Serug lived another 200 years and had sons and daughters. Nahor lived 29 years and fathered Terach. After Terach was born, Nahor lived another 119 years and had sons and daughters. Terach lived 70 years and fathered Avram, Nahor, and Haran. Here is the genealogy of Terach. Terach fathered Avram, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran fathered Lot. Haran died before his father Terach in the land where he was born, in Ur of the Kasdim. Then Avram and Nahor took wives for themselves. The name of Avram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife was Milcah, the daughter of Haran. He was the father of Milcah and of Yascha. Sarai was barren. She had no child. Terach took his son Avram, his son Haran's son's Lot, and Sarai, his daughter-in-law, his son Avram's wife. And they left Ur of the Kasdim to go to the land of Canaan. But when they came to Haran, they stayed there. Terach lived 205 years, and he died in Haran. How can we love others as Yeshua loves us after reading? Or how can we love others as the Creator? How can we love the Creator after reading Genesis 11? We can trust that this time in history, all people use the same language, the same words. Know that this unity of language, they desire to build a tower out of bricks upward to heaven so they can make a name for themselves and not be scattered all over the earth. Know that Yehovah came down to look at what they were doing and that the people were in unity with a single language and said, at this rate, nothing will stop them. Therefore, Elohim said, come, let's go down. Confuse their language so that they don't understand each other's speech. Trust that at this moment in time, Yehovah scattered them all over the earth, and they stopped building the city. Know the genealogies of Shem. Shem fathered Apachshad. At 100, lived another 500 years and had sons and daughters. Apachshad fathered Shelech. At 35, lived to 438. Shelech fathered Ever. At 30, lived 433. Ever fathered Peleg. At 34, lived to 464. Peleg fathered Reu. At 30, lived to 239. Reu fathered Serug. At 32, lived to 239. Serug fathered Nahor at 30 and lived to 230. Nahor fathered Terach at 29 and lived to 148. Terach fathered Abram at 70, as well as Nahor and Haran. Haran fathered Lot. Know that Abram took Sarai, and Sarai was barren and had no child. Know that the family moved from Ur of the Kasdim to go to the land of Canaan, but stayed in Haran. Terach lived 205 years, then he died in Haran. How can we love others as Yeshua loves us? We can aim to be in unity with each other for the purpose of Yehovah that is pleasing from his perspective. How can we bear one another's burdens? We can aim to marry and obey Yehovah by being fruitful and having children when Yehovah allows babies to come naturally. Produce spiritual fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, humility, and self-control. In this beautiful Sabbath, the Aaronic blessing, Yehovah will kneel before you presenting gifts, and he will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehovah will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward you, bringing order, and he will provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehovah will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you and will set in place all you need to be whole and complete. Amen. Shabbat Shalom.